Grand Rising, everybody. Welcome on this happy Friday to Feel Good Friday. I want to thank you right now for joining us on this Feel Good Friday. We got some amazing guests in the building today. So we're girl TDUB art queen right now. We're going to be diving into some art news. We got an Alvin 80 recap, and of course, we're going to be talking about Art of the Matter, episode 6. Later on in the show, we got Lynniah Grayson joining us for the Black Health and Wellness meetup that Africatown puts on and sponsors. We also got Elijah L. Lewis joining us once again to talk about the Black Health and Wellness meetup, as well as some of the other things ACLT has going on. So we have a really great show for you all. I'm really excited to be with you guys today. I missed you all yesterday. It looks like Omari had an amazing show as well for the morning update show right here in the Black Media Matter studios. Want to give a great thank you now to all of you. Of course, it's a great time for you to tag and share the stream. Go ahead. Tag and share the stream with people that you feel could benefit from culturally relevant news emanating from right here in the Pacific Northwest, but also those who you feel could benefit from some Feel Good Friday energy. Of course, we always have that going on right here. Every single Friday, you can catch us giving you guys Good Friday vibes. I want to also say that you can listen to Feel Good Friday anywhere that you find your favorite podcast. We got SoundCloud, Spotify, Google, iTunes, anywhere that you find your favorite podcast. You guys can also listen to Feel Good Friday. Shout out to our podcast team for keeping our shows alive on the airwaves. You know, if you are driving into work at this time and you still want to catch us, you have a way to do so. I want to also keep certain messages alive here because we've been talking about the HereForUsWA.org campaign, giving culturally responsive communication around all things COVID-19. We're seeing a lot of different changes right now, but the truth of the matter is COVID is still alive and well. I think I just recently heard about another variant. My goodness. So you guys, for those of you who are still a little bit hesitant, I understand. And if you want to keep your mask on, that's totally okay as well. Because honestly, you got to find those ways to keep yourself protected and keep your family safe. We get it. But also, too, you guys can go to HereForUsWA.org and look up some culturally relevant communications from an amazing Black coordinated team of content creators who said that they were going to be really specific to ensure that they brought messaging out around COVID-19 to try to ease some of the concerns folks have, to try to answer some of the questions you may have. There's a lot of folks with a lot of questions, and we definitely get it. So check out HereForUsWA.org. Also, we got a couple of funding opportunities. The first one's up is For Culture. There it is. Apply by April 20th. They are dishing out project grants for arts, preservation, and heritage. I keep saying this, but I think it's so important because honestly, those kinds of projects really help to preserve our culture and heritage in areas where we're seeing large waves of gentrification. It is the art and the history that can really persist through all of that gentrification. And it's a beautiful thing because you have a lot of people that move into areas that have no idea about the history of those areas. They don't understand the culture that was there before they saw these new buildings pop up that are speaking to them and allow them to come into these communities. But we have to be really responsive to the folks that were there before. And one way to do that is with art projects. Shout out to all the artists out there. I know we're going to be diving into it with TDUB, but there's so many artists who really utilize their lived experience in their work. It is their perspective that we get to see. And so I really am so grateful to For Culture for providing funding for these kinds of projects to survive throughout our city and our county. It's a great opportunity. If you know somebody who's an artist out there, maybe they're just starting. You don't have to have a big, huge plethora of work in order to take advantage of these grants. Check out For Culture and these grants around arts preservation and heritage so that we could see your works out there one day. Another funding opportunity that we're, staying on message here is Seattle Colleges Foundation. They are providing scholarships around $4,000 to all of the scholars that are going to Seattle colleges. That would be North Seattle, Central Seattle, and South Seattle College. Of course, this right here is an open scholarship, meaning that you can use it for food, for rent. We talk about different things. I mean, we don't want y'all going out there and buying, Jordans or something, but definitely elevate your top ramen. I'm telling you, you can put some, eggs in there. You can put some green onions in there. You can mix some veggies in there. Let me tell you, there's some ways for you to elevate those noodles, my friend. We want you to do. Oh my goodness, TDUB is laughing at me. We want you to do that though, because you can with this scholarship. And shout out to Seattle Colleges Foundation for understanding the need to have open scholarship opportunities for scholars going to college. Especially if it's your first couple of years and you're just getting your bearings. Maybe you're living on campus or, away from your parents for the first time. Take advantage of this scholarship opportunity so you can get that $4,000 in your pocket, pay some bills, maybe even your cell phone bill, right? To stay in connection with your family members. So thank you so much, Seattle Colleges, for having that scholarship opportunity available. And you guys, we got a new one here too. Capital Access Program through the city of Seattle. It looks like they have a program. You guys can look this up. There it is. Thank you so much, Salman. They are doing an amazing new program. The applications are due there on April. Oh, I can't see that. April 8th. Okay, it's really light over here. Capital Access Program for small businesses. You guys check this out. I mean, we've been talking about the fact that small businesses were hit really hard by COVID-19 and this pandemic. And honestly, we need so many resources to restore our amazing small businesses throughout the city. Shout out to City of Seattle for opening up this Capital Access Program. It is necessary. And whether you are a business that sometimes they have some type of guidelines around these funding sources, because maybe you do have to be in business for quite some time. So make sure you check out those requirements. I'll be diving more into this, and I know we'll be sharing more on this next week as well. So, take advantage. Be one of the first people to apply. Get your paperwork together and make sure that you're doing your part to try to benefit your own business. And if you guys know of small business owners who could benefit, please share the resource. Okay. Well, we have a great show. Again, we are going to be talking to my girl, TDUB, art queen, right here at Converge. After this short break, we're going to be diving into an amazing Alvin Ailey recap. I cannot wait to talk to her about this, as well as art news. Of course, TDUB keeps her ear to the ground. And we cannot forget about Art of the Matter with Kayla Bailey, her boo. So I'm so excited to dive in with TDUB after this short break. Stay tuned, you guys. You're watching Feel Good Friday. Hey there, it's Trae Holiday. And of course, Besa and I had to take a trip back to Market Street Shoes to grab some items. They always know what to show us. And let me tell you, we both spent quality time to be sure we collected some amazing additions to our wardrobes. They have some of the most unique bags, shoes, and accessories. I mean, the whole shebang. It's always a good time when I get to shop with my girl Besa. Make sure you go check out Market Street Shoes, y'all, and you too can walk out with some dope gear.
My name is Josephine, and I live in Renton, Washington. I am a singer, and I use the arts as a way for me to elaborate on all the concerns of our community. I ended up with COVID, and it impacted my life greatly. I was told sometimes to rest, but resting felt like I would die. I was told to lay down, but laying down flat took my breath away. Even after getting COVID, I still did not want to have anything to do with the vaccination. There was much fear in the African American community, and no one should react out of fear. Before you do anything, pray. And make sure that you're praying to get the answer and not praying to get your answer. Since I received the vaccination, I've been able to breathe. Reconsider asking yourself why you are hesitant, because it wouldn't come up if it didn't need to come out. I'm telling you to stand and make a choice. We'll be all right.
Welcome back, everybody, to Feel Good Friday. It's already feeling good over here in the Black Media Matter studios. And of course, it gets even better when we bring in TDUB. What up, TDUB?
What's going on, Trae? Happy Feel Good Friday.
Happy Feel Good Friday. You know, I told you, I must represent.
Man,
I got to
repping the
represent right
brand.
here. You know what I'm saying? Let's get that close up, Salman.
I'm so
just so
honored.
everybody understand. This
You know.
is TDUB's right here, a TDUB custom. You know what I'm saying? Right there, TDUB.
We outside,
yeah.
black and proud. You
Yeah.
looking beautiful in
Black
the red, black
and
and green.
proud. Hey,
I love that.
I told you, I said, look, I had literally had this on last Friday.
Right.
And then I had to run upstairs and change my clothes because I was representing ATS school and they gave me a sweatshirt.
Yeah, you
So
know.
I had to switch it up, but I
feel
had
it.
this on deck for you. You know what I'm
I
saying?
appreciate
On
you
this Friday.
Always.
Well, you know what, T-Dub? First off, I mean, come on, let's talk about Alvin Ailey. I haven't even been able to really do a recap on this show, but it was phenomenal.
Oh my God. Like, I was having existential moments watching this show. Like, seriously, to be able to witness such beauty at the same time as everything that's going on in the world, I was really just like, oh my God, like this is such a true testament to the human condition. Like the fact that we could tell stories with our bodies in that way was just like absolutely phenomenal. I was like about to shed a tear in there. It was so gorgeous. It was a beautiful show.
It really, really was.
Yeah.
And you're talking about dancers that are just at the top echelon.
The
I
top.
mean, seriously,
Yes.
I was like, okay, you know, let me just really soak it all in, take it all in. I think you went on Saturday, right?
I did, yeah.
And I went on Sunday. So there's a little bit because they had a little bit of a
It
different
was a different
lineup.
lineup,
But
yeah.
it was great because at the end they did the same thing.
Yeah.
And it was just so good. I mean, we were talking
Man.
about taking it back to like church or something. It was like the
Seriously.
music, the dancing really took you to a certain era. That's how I felt.
Right. Yeah. And to see the pieces like Revelation, which is a very well-known Alvin Ailey piece, to see that piece, what is it, like 60 years
Yeah.
after he created it? Like the fact that something like that could stand that test of time is just, it's phenomenal. And I think Salman has a photo. I actually got an opportunity to take my whole family to this show. So there's me,
Yay.
my sis, Deshante, her daughter, Maddie, my other niece, Sarai, and my mom. You know, we was up in there representing. So it was just a really, really beautiful family affair to be able to just experience that amazing, amazing art. And just, yeah.
Yeah, you know, I'm telling you, this partnership with STG
Yes.
it has really just lightened my whole life, right?
Yeah.
Because there is so much beauty in these live performances. And I'm
Mhm.
telling you, I love not just going to the shows, but being able to have this moment of reflection.
Right.
Because we talk about, you know, dance and theater, and it's so specific. You know,
Right.
when I go to the ballet, the opera,
Yes.
the musical theater, and
Yeah.
we see these musicals on stage, and you get people with all this amazing talent, and then you see the dancers. I mean, top notch,
Man.
really emoting through their movement.
Yes.
It was such I felt like jubilation. That was like a
Yes.
word that was resonating with me at the
Yeah.
time, because I'm telling you, I was so inspired by their movement, and it
Right.
was resonating with me in a really great
Absolutely.
way. Well, you know, I'm loving that you and your whole family got to go.
Yes.
Shout out to STG again.
Thank
We
you,
so
STG.
appreciate your
Seriously
partnership.
appreciate it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So you guys, you always got something going on.
You
What's
know,
going on the streets in the art
Man,
world?
There's always so many fun things going on in art. Like if you aren't out here taking all this art in, I don't know what you're doing, because there's a lot going on. So we got to overlay. Let's talk about a couple of things that are going on this week. So actually last night, something to say happened at the Link Project. I saw the rollout. It looked like it was a beautiful turnout. The youth got to speak their truth and things of that nature. So shouts out out to Creative Justice for putting that together. Tonight is actually Out of Focus 2, the artist sampling. Definitely go check that out. So that's happening at Link Project as well. Nothing But the Rent is happening this upcoming Thursday. That's their monthly Paint and Sip fundraiser celebration. So that's happening. Definitely go check that out. And as well as Moisture Festival's Liberties Burlesque is happening this weekend. So last night I actually got to go see the show. This show, you guys, like Moisture Festival is really pulling it out, dude. Like, it was crazy. Like, there was one performance where a performer was on stilts doing pole work. We had fire throwers, we had contortionists. Like, it was next level. So if you have an opportunity, I think there's a couple tickets tonight. I'm pretty sure Saturday is sold out. But if you have an opportunity to get up to Broadway to see Moisture Festival, please go see it because the shows are incredible.
I'm telling you, the level of artistry we have throughout the city is really mind-blowing.
Folks
and
are really
I wanted to get there last night for Creative Justice because really I wanted to bring my son, but then we had a whole family thing we ended up doing. And so that's why I wasn't there. But I remember talking to Moni and just listening to the fact that the young folks get this opportunity to not only speak their truth, but then to showcase it to community, which I think is, again, a real testament of real connectivity and community. That's something that I appreciate about when we talk about this culture that we have, where we come together in that way. Just a beautiful, beautiful work all around. And, you know, I'm going to try to get to my guy, Fly Blind Guy. I'm trying to get to his show tonight at the Link Project. Again, I was telling my brother, you know, I grew up with Melvin Freeman, the artist known as Fly Blind Guy. And, you know, the truth is that anytime that we can go and support each other, I think that really says something, not just to the artist, but also to our commitment to be there for one another.
Absolutely.
Because it's always going to come back around, right? You got those moments where you need somebody to step in for you. So it's really crucial, I think, that we step in for others. I know I'm looking forward to his work because his work is phenomenal.
Man,
I mean, it really is.
He really does amazing work. And anytime you have an opportunity to see Melvin Freeman's work, go see it because it's a sight to see.
It really is.
Absolutely.
Well, you know, we've been talking about this, but it's coming up this Monday. Coming up next week. And Kayla Bailey is going to be on Art of the Matter episode 6. We've been talking about how personal this is for you. Share a little bit more with us.
So this is the one. So I'm actually interviewing my partner, Kayla Bailey, who is an amazing artist, performer, talented host, singer, songwriter. She does it all, and she's great at it. She's going to be our featured artist for episode 6 of Art of the Matter. Brady and I are hard at work at editing this episode right now, and I'm so excited for you guys to see it. We're going to have Kayla in studio for the live premiere as well. That's happening Monday, April 4th, 6 p.m. right here at Converge Media. This is going to be a good one. I'm very, very excited for you guys to see this episode. We dive into some really deep things. As always, you know, Kayla and I, we have a really great rapport when it comes to those types of conversations. So I'm happy for you guys to be able to see it.
Well, you know, one thing I was thinking about with this episode is that, I mean, all of these have been really special to you, but this one in particular, you know, you guys get to kind of dive in on how you guys share and talk about art from your own different perspectives. And ever since you've been coming on, honestly, TDUB, we've been able to understand more and more about the intentionality and the uniqueness of every artist's perspective. And the fact that you live with an artist, you guys are partners, you guys share so many different things. I just got to ask, how has it been for you to be able to allow this intimate relationship of yours to thrive through all of this amazing art culture and family that we have here in the city?
I mean, I think it's just a testament to, with regard to Kayla and I, just our connectivity. Like, we're natural born artists. Like, this is what we were called to do. And the fact that we found each other in that is just something that's incredibly special and something that I will always hold dear to my heart. And, you know, the community that we've built around our relationship around art in general is just so beautiful. Like, last night we went to the show and I'm just looking around. We went to have a little after hours, little meal. And I'm looking at the table at all of these amazingly talented people. I'm just so honored that all my people are just so freaking dope. And I just wanted to make sure that we got to highlight these amazing people, you know, especially in the time now where there's so much negativity happening in the world. I am grateful and honored to have so much love around me at all times. So no matter what is going on with me, I got somebody I can call. And these are the people that you see on Art of the Matter.
You it's really beautiful because it's not just like you're just reaching out for your show.
Right.
These are people that you're connected with outside of Belize, right? Where it was like, hey, we're going to be in Belize. And you already had a certain, look of these people's work. Like, oh my gosh, Pen Cayetano. Like, come on. It wasn't as if you didn't know about him, but you got to dive deeper while we were in Belize. But all these folks in Seattle, these are your friends. This is like an extension of your family. Tell us about some of the response that you've been getting in the artist community regarding Art of the Matter.
Man, the response has been fantastic. Like, people are listening. People are feeling seen and feeling heard by this show. People that, aren't featured or, tuning in. So, I think it's important that, these stories get told from these perspectives, from these particular artists. And again, like my circle is dope. So I just want to make sure that we're highlighting all of that. And again, amplifying the messages of the creatives. I feel like creativity is just incredibly important in this time. We have to think critically and creatively about how we're going to continue as a human race. Like, that is just the bottom line, regardless of what's going on. Like, we have to figure out how to be human with one another and with the earth. And that for me is what creativity is all about. I create art because that is my passion, that is my talent, but it's also an avenue for me to be a human, and I feel like that is the connection that I have with all of my people. So
it's beautiful, really. It is. And, when I have dancers on and other performers on, I'm always asking how it is that they feel about what they're doing and how it's ushering in an opportunity for younger artists, maybe up and coming artists to see themselves like, oh my gosh, TDUB was able to do a whole show on her artist community. Right. Tell us a little bit about some of the influence that has on your approach, because we know that there's some Black young girl out there, some brown young girl out there that is like, wow, this is, taking art to the next level with all the things you've been able to do, these big murals across the city. Tell us about how you're thinking about, man, this is ushering it in for the next generation of amazing artists.
Man, the youth are the future, period. And I'm just grateful that I get to do what I do on the scale that I do, so that young Takiyahs of the world get to see themselves and in me and what's going on and the things that I create. I've actually had an opportunity to connect with some youth recently on, just trying to figure out their way in the world and trying to do it through art. And so being in the position now where I understand my position when it comes to that type of connectivity is really, really like rewarding. And I look forward to connecting with the youth of Seattle, around the world, whatever you got going on. If you see anything that I'm doing that resonates with you, please reach out to me, because I am here. I'm here to help in any way that I can. Teachers, students, whatever the case may be. If you see something that resonates that I'm doing, let me know and we can connect on that. Absolutely.
Let me tell you, you're making Garfield High very proud over here. And lastly, that just brings me to this next endeavor. I mean, I am so thrilled that you and Brianna have now been a new addition to our artist team for the Garfield Superblock. Just tell us about some of the things that you're looking forward to with this project.
Yes. So my best friend and I are now your official lead art consultants for the Garfield Superblock project. That project is basically reimagining the entire Garfield playfield, the area around the Garfield playfield, and bringing it in, ushering it into a new sort of like, world of like what's going on in the CD, like making sure that Garfield is represented in that way. And so basically the plan is that we're going to assist in creating an art plan. So be on the lookout for that, because we're going to be looking for artists. We have an idea around the 7 cultures sort of conversing on that block. So that's going to be a huge undertaking, but it's going to be a hugely impactful thing for what we have going on in the CD. So I'm super looking forward to that. I'm super looking forward to working with my best friend. We're about to just take this art thing to the next level, man. That's what it's all about.
I'm telling you, I mean, of course, you were one of the first names. I've been on the coalition for almost like 3 years, and it's been set, again, I'm like, oh, anything to do with Garfield, like, yeah, I need to be involved, but also we have to have intentionality about how we're involving the community, particularly around a project that will not be owned by the community. It will still be owned by Seattle Parks and Rec. And for that reason, we have to be very, very diligent about how we're incorporating community voice into the project. That's really been my focus. Of course, helping with media and things things like that too. But I think it's really important that community engagement efforts are really strong for this. We're talking about 7 different ethnic cultures being represented in the park with major art installations.
Yes.
And that's really going to take a lot of coordination. So I'm just so grateful. I just say it publicly. It's all official that you and Brianna are on, and you guys already in our meeting. You guys are just giving some great dope, insight and examples. And I'm just like, yes, this is exactly what we're talking about. So just appreciate everything you do. Man, folks don't even know. Like, I'm still learning about all the different things you do because you're everywhere, TDUB.
I'll be outside, y'all. I'm trying to tell you.
You're everywhere. Well, make sure the folks know when they can catch up with you and Art of the Matter coming up this Monday.
Absolutely. So Art of the Matters episode 6 premieres Monday, April 4th at 6 p.m. We will be having a live show. So make sure you tune in. I got Kayla Bailey in studio. I got Brianna in studio as well. So we're going to be talking about all things art, checking out this latest episode and getting into some nitty and gritty. So definitely check us out. Monday, April 4th, 6 p.m. You can also find me on Instagram at Art of the Matter and TDUB Customs, and every Friday right here in Converse Media.
Every Friday.
Every Friday.
Good. Hey, and for some odd reason, we just, TDUB knows. I mean, we just, the coordination is real. We just, every time.
Every time.
Thank you so much, TDUB.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness, you guys. I told you, it always feels good when TDUB is on the set. We're going to continue in this feel good energy. We got Lynniah, Grayson coming up after this break. We're going to be diving into all things health and wellness. I'm telling you, there's some great work happening, and Lynniah has been behind a lot of this. So I get to dive in with her. Stay tuned, you guys. You're watching Feel Good Friday.
When COVID first hit, I was very afraid. There was so much things that I had to keep inside because I didn't know where to place my feelings. Most of my information for COVID is from my own research. I'm a doctor in educational leadership, and when the FDA approved Pfizer, it helped me realize that the vaccination is healthy. We don't want to be left behind because we're not taking the vaccine, but we want to get as much information as possible so that we are putting ourselves in better hands and not at great risk.
Hey there, it's Trae Holiday. And of course, Besa and I had to take a trip back to Market Street Shoes to grab some items. They always know what to show us. And let me tell you, we both spent quality time to be sure we collected some amazing additions to our wardrobes. They have some of the most unique bags, shoes, and accessories. I mean, the whole shebang. It's always a good time when I get to shop with my girl Besa. Make sure you go check out Market Street Shoes, y'all, and you too can walk out with some dope gear. Good look there. All right. Welcome everybody to Feel Good Friday. I am your host, Trae Holiday, and I'm so excited to be having this guest join me. I mean, I'm telling you, I've heard your name before I even met you. Lynniah Grayson, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the thing is that health and wellness, Africatown's been convening these different work groups around education and health and wellness. And I remember really helping with some of the original ideas about it, but you guys have really taken it to the next level. Tell us a little bit about how you got involved with this project for these Black Health and Wellness meetups.
Definitely. It's an honor. I'm an executive director for Resilient and Sustaining Empowerment. We're a nonprofit organization that focuses on mothers and children that have been impacted by gun violence. So we work with Black professionals and practitioners that come into space to help the mothers to heal from the violence. So Curtis reached out to me about 8 months ago or so and connected with me in terms of the efforts that Africatown has had around Black Health and Wellness Initiative. So similar efforts with having Black practitioners and providers come into community to help the community to heal. Mm-hmm. So leveraging some of the existing partnerships and then taking Africatown's database and making the connections with the practitioners and providers to bring them into community to help us to heal.
Oh, this is beautiful because you know what? That's exactly what it's all about. And I think from a community perspective, we understand certain things around what's necessary to heal. But I love that you and your nonprofit have now joined this effort to really take it to another level. And the thing is that we have a lot of different people in our community that represent expertise around health and wellness. How are you able to utilize your connections and your community, relationships to then benefit this health and wellness initiative?
Definitely. We have a wonderful team. We have two interns from Seattle University, the nursing program, who support us on a weekly basis. They've been with us for about 6 months now. We have two other employees of Africatown as well that are part of the team. So there's a total of 5 of us. And so we meet regularly as we plan and forecast what we want each month and the rest of the year to look like. And so that looks like connecting with partners, connecting with previous partners, existing relationships, and holding those folks accountable. This is community work, right? And so often I find myself finding strategic ways to engage the practitioner to have them engage community. And so really just calling on them to show up more, right? For an hour, one hour a week even, right? And so it's been beautiful. It's been beautiful to see how they're willing after kind of breaking down COVID-19. We've been in this for 2 years. And so we're really in like this recovery stage and we need everyone involved.
Yeah, this is so key. I mean, we understood that, we always had it kind of as like this digital space, but the pivots around COVID were real. And when we could meet in person, we were. And the thing is that you're right. These practitioners need to share what they know to be able to benefit community members. And oftentimes we understand that there are barriers to, gaining access to certain practitioners. I mean, we talk about therapy often in the Black community and breaking down the stigmas around therapy. And I just shout out to, Washington Therapy Fund. For opening up this opportunity to allow for there to be a list now of, Black therapists that they can go to for free and community can connect. I mean, how has it been for you personally? Because I know for me, it was just so rewarding to be able to do some of that work and lead some of these calls and bring this information out to community. How has it been for you, Lynniah?
Oh, it's beautiful. It has held me accountable to my healing. So a lot of gun violence for 2021 and before for 16 years of my life, but 2021 was terrible. So working with practitioners and providers to bring relevant information, relevant content, activity-based, educational has been, it's held me accountable to my healing. And it's been very rewarding. I would like to make a call to practitioners. So we have, when you're ready, I can talk about the schedule and what it looks like.
Yeah, please.
Okay. So for the month of February, we had Brother Alfred White. He came in and talked to us about epigenetics and breaking generational curses. That was a virtual session. For the month of March, we had Melanie Bell. She did meditation with us. And for the month of April, we'll be in person. So from now on, for the remainder of the year, if COVID stays at bay, we'll be in person. And so we'll have Brother Haru. Each time we meet each month, we'll be at the Liberty Bank building in the Central District. So we'll have stress relief training for the month of April. And then going into May, we'll have Sophia Haddix. She'll teach us about yoga and how to do yoga. For the month of June, we'll actually be in the Central District. We will not be at the Liberty Bank building. We will be at Bull Stewart's gym. He'll teach us how to do some calisthenic workouts and how to get our body feeling good and get us moving. And for the month of July, we will be working with Orisha Day. Orisha Day will guide us through an ancestral healing circle and teach us all about that. For the month of August, we will be at the Emoja Fest. So instead of meeting we typically meet on the second Saturday of each month. We'll move it up 1 week to Saturday of the Emoja Fest. And so I'm really looking forward to some African dancing for that one. So we're building out some content from September to December. So please feel free to reach out to us. You can catch us on find us at africatownlandtrust.org website, or you can email me directly at Lynniah at riseforus.org. That's LYNNIAH at risefor4us.org. We also would like to make a call to, am I talking to?
No, you're good.
We also would like to make a call for interns, or anyone that wants to do some community service hours. As our interns are phasing out, now that the school year will be ending within the next 6 weeks, we would like to call for some more support to get us through the summer. So definitely want to put that information out there as folks are learning and ways in which they can engage community. They want to spend time throughout the summer just really engaging and helping to shift the narrative and help us to make these efforts.
Yeah, well, so if folks are interested in the intern position, do they find that information at africatownlandtrust.org as well?
Yes.
Okay. Well, this is great. I mean, because you just laid it out. You guys have some amazing practitioners coming in, it looks like, from now until September. And I love that you guys are going to be at Emoja Fest. Absolutely. But, as people are trying to get engaged, you're saying it's open door to come to Liberty Bank Building and participate. You guys will be in the community room, I'm assuming?
Definitely. And so in addition to that, you just reminded me of something else. So not only are we doing these monthly meetups where we're meeting on the second Saturday of each month, but we're also looking to fill in some activities at the Liberty Bank Building on a regular basis. So on a weekly basis. So just to give you an idea of what the practitioners and providers, what that actually looks like, we're looking for therapists. We're looking for neuropaths, nutritionists. We're looking for, folks that can engage folks around workforce development, because that helps with health, right? And so we're looking at any type of practitioner provider that can really dedicate just an hour of their time to community to really engage us. And so there's folks that actually live at the Liberty Bank Building. They have seen tragedy at the beginning of this year that has really shook our community. And so just really coming in to support them, but also everyone on the outskirts as well. It's essential. It's vital.
It really is. And this is something that I think is so key. I mean, you're talking about Brother Haru coming on this month. Okay. So also every third Saturday of the month, Qigong is done in the community room at Liberty Bank Building. And Haru is the instructor for that. So I love that we have this connectivity and really a growing community around health and wellness, but it's prioritizing health and wellness and being culturally responsive, because I think one of the big barriers for a lot of folks in Black community has been that they don't see enough practitioners that look like them. Right. So you're talking about Alfred White, who also came here and was able to explain to us some of the things around the League of Extraordinary People that he runs, and talking about epigenetics. But the idea is that we need to kind of open our minds to some of these things that are real and alive and well in our society. I think this is a great opportunity for people to really get connected, because you don't have to come in knowing any of it. Come in with a free mind and understand that you're going to get some information that's going to be beneficial to you in your life. Also, too, I think you were just talking about it. Eating, we talk about a nutritious diet often, but I think one of the things that we have to start breaking down in our minds is some of the misinformation that we've been given over time through society, right? We think about the food pyramid. It tells you to eat certain things, and then you realize actually that's a little bit off, right? Actually, our portion should be a lot different. So there's a lot that I think we have to relearn and just open ourselves up to that. How has it been in terms of the response that you've gotten from community members who have actually been able to partake in some of these sessions?
It's been beautiful. Folks have been filled up. It's been really rewarding for me as well, just and invigorating in the efforts to plan the next meeting. So each meeting gets better and it gets better. And now we're back in person. Oh, I'm just so excited. I just wanted to clarify the hours too. So we'll be meeting from 11 to about 2 or 3. And so the actual start time will be 11 o'clock every Saturday, second Saturday of second Saturday of each month at the Liberty Bank Building.
Well, this is great, Lynniah. And I thank you so much for pouring your passion into community the way you have. We talk about on this show in particular, community is so key to what many of us do and how we show up and bring our full selves to these initiatives and these different approaches to healing all around. I mean, I've been able to take some of Arisha Day's classes around, healing circles. The idea is that we didn't have that when I was growing up. It wasn't, this idea of kind of restorative justice that I hear from my brother, Rail Be Free, right? I've seen it work, and you actually understand there's a different way. Everything isn't a one-on-one thing or where you have to pay a fee to a doctor in order to understand this. There's a way that we can heal each other in community. When we think about young people being able to see this and really grow up with these practices, what are some of the things that you're really hoping for that the next generation understands? These are now, staples in our community. When we talk about healing circles, when we talk about stress relief or different ways that we can deal with the environment, what are some of the things that you're really excited that this right here is doing?
I think that was a great segue into some of the thoughts I had around the youth. And this is actually for everyone. This is not just designated for adults only. Please bring your children. We do not have designated childcare as of yet, but I hope with growth that we will. And it's for the younger children, but for the children that are able to move around and to engage, please, by all means, let's also engage them. Now, my hopes and my dreams, my vision is that this will carry on, right? That we will be able to normalize ancestral healing circles for the youth, right? For middle school, for high school, therapy, right? We'll get more therapists involved. I spend a lot of time vetting therapists for families. And so there's not very many out here that are actually equipped and have the knowledge and the ability to help the families, right? They typically end up with do more harm than good. And so I spend a lot of time working with therapists, but, getting to a place where the youth are coming up and they're like, maybe I should get into the therapy industry, right? Maybe I should become a therapist. So having more of them with the lived experience that actually can fill those places and those spaces.
You know what? It makes a lot of sense. And I love what you talk about in terms of normalizing certain things that maybe weren't as normal. And again, breaking down the myths and the stigma, as we both said earlier, these stigmas around how we heal. So I can't thank you enough. One more time, you look right there in that camera, make sure folks know how to contact this amazing initiative, how to get engaged and involved.
Yes, indeed. We just made a social media account, but Elijah Lewis will tell you guys more about the social media aspect. You can find us on africatownslandtrust.org. Riseforus.org is my information, and my email is Lynniah@riseforus.org. Thank you guys so much, and happy Friday.
Yeah, I'm so glad you brought it another level of feel goodness. Thank you so much, Lynniah, for joining me today.
Thank you.
Amazing work happening over there at ACLT, or Africatown Community Land Trust. Not only do they disrupt gentrification, but you guys heard it from Lynniah herself that they have partnered with Rise for Us to make sure that this health and wellness initiative is a real staple in our community. We're going to continue this discussion and get a different perspective from our guy, Elijah L. Lewis. There it is, coming up. Oh, you don't have it. Okay, I saw it. I don't know why you don't have it. I saw it literally in the email. Okay, no problem. We have a great grafted, Omari would say a handcrafted motion graphic for Elijah L. Lewis, but that's all right. He'll be joining us after this short break. We're going to be diving into more of this around health and wellness, but also clearly some social media aspects. And Elijah's been working on a lot of different things with events as well. So I can't wait to dive in with my brother after this break. Stay tuned. You're watching Feel Good Friday.
In the depths of Belize, the travelers come across the waters, harvesting with their hands, learning of resilience rooted deep in the lands. Culture thriving like a fire ablaze, sizzling with a pop and a chop, sharing its ways. Knowledge simmers and grinds into the hearts and minds, cutting away from the surface stories and colonial lies, boiling it down, breaking its shell as the truth pours out and gets plated collectively with love. Spooned into bowls, feeding the soul. Garifuna, alive and strong at Palmetto Grove.
Welcome back, everybody, to Feel Good Friday. I'm your host, Trae Holiday, and I love it when I get to join with my brother, Elijah L. Lewis, on the set. What's up, Elijah?
What's up, Trae?
Hey, you know what? You have been here, not to the Black Media Matter Studios, but you've been here on the show before. But tell me about your response to this amazing new studio.
Honestly, just walking into that lobby, just in general, is like gold everywhere. I'm like, oh my gosh, what I just walk into, and then walking into the studio and really just behind me, I gotta honor all of our history. You know what I mean? There's so many people that are coming from out of town and don't see the Black Seattle, right? And just seeing this is the Black Seattle that our, you know what I mean, parents and, descendants, and you even experience, my generation really didn't get to experience that, but we are getting to experience it with what Africatown is doing now. So it's just amazing to see what it was at its height and how it's getting back to that point.
Absolutely. And you're integral in this work. I mean, I tell you, as a community builder for Africatown Community Land Trust, you really put your pedal to the metal.
Yes.
I think as soon as you got in the role, you were like, I'm going to be here. I'm going to be present. I really appreciate your presence in community. Tell us about some of the things that you've been bringing to this role at ACLT to really plant yourself in community so that community members know that you're a resource for them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think one thing that really got me garnered to this role in general is just, the work that, I was doing beforehand. I know we met in 2018, you know what I mean? Organizing and holding, candidate forums and stuff like that. And so I think that, just being able to be, apprentice underneath, the White King Garrett, you know what I mean? And being able to see the amazing things that he was doing in his role really was able to set me up for that community builder position. And just being from the community, I know Lynniah was saying it, like we've gone through a lot in the last 5 years. I talk about it all the time. I've lost over 40 people, and a lot of them due to gun violence in general, to the point where it's just like, it's crazy. And that is really why, like, people ask me why I'm in this work, and like, for me, it's not work. You know what I mean? It's community, it's life, it's the life that I live because I don't have a choice. You know what I mean? I love doing this for my community because what I'm doing actually saves lives. You know what I mean? And that's why it's important to me. And so when I got into the community builder position, I was mostly already doing the work. And so really just being able to, be introduced to the residents at Liberty Bank Building, and really I was a listening ear for majority of that time, just listening to their stories and what their needs were, and seeing how we could activate the space and make sure that everyone was able to feel safe and be able to be, a part of the community in that, space, and be able to grow and be able to thrive is really my idea. So within that space, we've seen a lot of things. I know Black health and wellness have definitely played a real critical role within that, making sure that people are getting their Black health and wellness needs met. You know what I mean? Within that negative stigma that a lot of people, I talk about the 5 different things of steps of grief. The first is denial, right? And the last is acceptance. You know what I mean? So getting from, depression, getting from anger, getting from bartering within yourself and not being able to let go or blaming yourself, those steps, you know what I mean? We have to have those mental health professionals, you know what I mean? Come down and talk to the residents, which has been happening with the Washington State Therapy Fund, making it, no barriers, you know what I mean? Getting that service for no cost for community, even if it was, 6 sessions, that is very much needed for our community. And so I'm very proud to say that, families are getting those type of resources, and that we're out here.
No, I mean, that's something I just love so much. I mean, for those of you who don't know, I had the role that Elijah has now before I moved over to King County Equity now. And so me and Elijah, we share like a kindred spirit here because we understand the importance of the work. But I just love how you took what was already there and it took it to another level. One of the things that I appreciate so much is walking into the Liberty Bank building and seeing the Africatown Community Land Trust table right there in the lobby with resources there. And I've been able to walk in, see you sitting right there, talking to residents, connecting with residents. It was so necessary. So you really took it to another level. And as Lynniah was talking about the Black health and wellness, now that's also gone to another level. Tell us about your excitement to bring it back to the Liberty Bank building, or actually bringing it to the Liberty Bank building, because it wasn't there before. We've done healing circles and stuff there, but now this new, this initiative is going to be kind of new in the building. But tell us about your excitement around that.
Yeah, I'll have to say, really, Mike D was really a part of that transition. Mike D was a resident who, tragically we lost in the beginning of this year. And I remember him being such a, golden spirit to that space, you know what I mean? Really being able to, bring that space some life, you know what I mean? He always walked around, he had a joke, you know what I mean? Taking care of his daughter, taking care of his family, you know what I mean? Showing people what, a Black man, is, you know what I mean? Taking care of his family, making sure that they're, are taken care of, and making sure that he's bringing life into that space. And so really, I'll just have to say that one of the things when he passed away, we were like, no, we need to continue to have the Black health and wellness, space here, you know what I mean, for community to be able to utilize this space. And I know with the Resource Day Fridays, I know for me, it was more or less like, I know what community needs because I am community, right? And I know the type of resources we need. So I was able to compile a list of over 75 organizations, right, with health and wellness and, education programs and, rental assistance programs, really listening to community, finding out what the things, that they need. And even now still adding different resources to that list and saying, at first it was just Fridays that I was there and I would provide those resources. And then people are like, well, I need these on Tuesday. I need these on Wednesday. You know what I mean? So I would come on Tuesday, come on Wednesday and everything else. And I'm like, you know what? Even hearing people say that seeing the Africatown booth made them feel more comfortable in that space, made them feel, safer in that space, and that somebody really cared. It just seeing them, that booth also was a extent of me too. So when they seen the booth, they see, seeing somebody that cared about them, that, showed them that, we understand that you matter as an individual and we're going to help you be successful. You know what I mean? And give you the resources that you need to in order to be successful. Right. And so I'm saying, like, why not? I don't want to miss out on anyone that I'm not there to see or give those resources to. So boom, we got that every single day, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, and it goes low too. That's how I know people are utilizing those resources, because those papers are gone sometimes. So I have to restock every week. So I'm like, yeah, people are getting those services.
You know what? It's a beautiful thing, Elijah. Shout out to you for, thinking about Resource Fridays, but then just having the table there is so key. It really does speak volumes to community connection. And, we talk about community in the sense of extended family. Absolutely. And I know you and I, we call each other brother and sister, right? Because we know it. But I think also too, it's really important that community feel that. And for those who may not have grown up with us, how do they get plugged in? How do they get, to get that feeling? And it really is about coming to events, coming to different spaces, being a part of it. So I love that not only are you doing this amazing thing around resources and health and wellness, you also have some great work that's happening around events. And we know summer's around the corner. Events are going to be popping again. Tell us a little bit about this now, like this larger kind of family that you've really cultivated around all these amazing events happening.
All I got to do is shout out every single person that has ever volunteered or been a part of the organizing for Africatown events, just in general, and Africatown as a whole. So shout out to all of the volunteers. Shout out to all the, stakeholders within the process that made it so that I could be here talking about this and, set the groundwork for me to be here. So one thing that we're doing on April 10th is we're actually having a volunteer appreciation reunion, right? And really, if I did not reach out to you and you are a volunteer or a stakeholder of Africatown and you want to come back to that reunion, hit me up. You can get me on Elijah L. Lewis 206 on Instagram, or Elijah L. Lewis on Facebook, or you can email me at elijah@africatownlandtrust.org and just say, hey, I've been a volunteer, I've been a stakeholder, because this is actually for you. And we could not be here without y'all, right? And so pretty much I have seen that really our volunteer structure, they move, you know what I mean? They are putting forth the effort. There's been times where, you already know, as a organizer, you can be stressed, you can have so many things going on, and they are just that life that comes out and says, you know what, I'm going to stand here, I'm going to do the work, I'm going to push forward. And one of those people, I know there's so many of those people, but I got to shout out Ash, because she's our volunteer coordinator and she is amazing. You know what I mean? She always is on top of things, always making sure that things are happening, you know what I mean? Being my support when I need her, you know what I mean? And being your support too. I know she's also on the King County Equity Now volunteer team, and she does so many other things too. And this is just to speak about the volume of really being an ally for our community, you know what I mean? She is an ally to many communities. She has over 5 communities that she's allyship to. And so just understanding that, showing up as an ally and really what that means, not taking over the space, not over speaking, and making sure that, the Black and brown people that you're allied to are being heard. And being a brown person herself, she also shares that experience of just that oppression and that racism that we go through, right? So just wanted to give her props, but all of our volunteers props on everything that y'all do. And just want to invite you, do a formally invite to our, 2022, reunion for all of our volunteers, and our appreciation to y'all is going to be April 10th. It's going to be at Black Dot. And so, if you know where that is, you know that you've been a part of some organizing, because that is our headquarters right there.
Right. Headquarters for real. I mean, for a minute there, we were doing brunch every Sunday. Yeah. Oh my gosh. You know what? I just love that this effort is happening, because, there are some real amazing volunteers. Ash is amazing. Also, some of the stakeholders, like I think about Margot and Tarasha, and it's like these guys have been doing it for years and years. And there's so many more people, because I give a shout out to Curtis Calhoun, and I know he's on the Black Dot team, but just he's always so consistent showing up, and his wife Hosna. I mean, there's a lot of people we can mention, but
Siobhan doing the parades and everything.
Real. I mean, there is so, we're talking about Toto, Tame, like
Tame, come on.
We can go on and on. There's so many great people that have really plugged into the effort, and that's what makes it really community based. Elijah, I just thank you for being on today and for coming down to the Black Media Matter Studios and bringing us your feel good energy on this amazing Friday. Absolutely. You already gave it to them, but one more time, if they're looking to connect with you, look right there in the camera. Make sure they know your email, your socials, how they connect.
Yes. So first, I want to say, for our Black Health and Wellness Center, space, we just got a Instagram, and it is the Black Health Seattle page on Instagram. So you can follow us, you can support us, you can see what we're doing, all of our events and everything else. And then you can also get me at Elijah at Africatownlandtrust.org. You can email me personally, or Africatownlandtrust.org. In general, will show you every single thing that we're doing, because we got mad events starting out in May with, Black Wall Street coming up on the 30th. We got Malcolm X Day coming up on the 21st. We got, grand openings for William Grove Center happening, in June. So we got all types of things going. So just come and support and follow, and, show us that you want to be a part of the history that's happening in Seattle, Black history. So peace, love, and joy.
Love and joy indeed. Amazing, Elijah. I'm so proud of all the work that you're doing and the love you're pouring into our community. We appreciate you for every bit of it.
I appreciate it, being a part of it.
Absolutely. You guys, I told you, always feel good Friday energy over here at the Black Media Matter Studios on these Fridays. Of course, you guys, I just thank you guys for watching us, for giving us your support right here at Converge Media. We so appreciate it. And as you guys know, my message is always going to be the same. You guys be inspired. Lynniah, TDUB, Elijah, they've all shown you how they're being a part of some amazing solutions happening right here in our community. You too can lend your effort, your expertise, your love, your passion, your support, your compassion, your empathy, all of that to these amazing efforts. If you see something that's happening that you want to get a part of, do it. If you don't see something that's happening, create it. Just be inspired to be a part of the solution. Of course, this weekend, right here on Converge Media, we got Weird at Night coming up tomorrow at 10 p.m. Our guys over there at Weird at Night, they keep it real weird. And I'm going to tell you right now, it is an amazing production, top notch, top class, with all of the different things that they bring into this space. It gets weird, but it's definitely worth watching. And of course, on Sunday at 8 p.m., we are getting truly unruly with the True Fonts right here on Converge Media. You guys, we're keeping programming alive for you all. And we love that. We just appreciate you guys for supporting us. And of course, this ends our week. So until Monday at 11 a.m., Omari would say, go forward in your purpose, go forward in your humanity. See you then on Monday at 11 a.m. Peace.